Do you work somewhere where you have to deal with the general public? If yes, please tell me that I'm not crazy. Working with people all day is exhausting. Especially so if you don't have a coworker who you can tell how rude that customer just was to you. You have to swallow it and act like nothing happened. Keep on smiling, keep everything rolling. And when you're home, you feel uneasy, you feel irritable, you feel angry, and you don't even know why. I tell you why. You couldn't vent. You were forced to swallow that anger instead of actually feeling it. It didn't went away, you just stored it. And over time, that makes you easily irritable, bitter, and in general, not really good to be around. I can explain how that feels because I know how that feels. I lived that for the longest time when I was in hospitality. And when I had the opening shift, part of that job was also setting up like the outside seating. So I arrive there very early on. In the winter, it's still dark. Try to set everything up, and what do I see in front of the coffee shop? Everything is full with trash cans from the neighboring restaurant. I can't put anything out. And it's not that it just happened once by accident, no. 8 times out of 10, their trash cans were exactly where our tables and chairs go, where our outside seating goes. And they know that. And in my head, I can feel the anger rising. Like I feel my vein pumping with my heart. I have like a ringing in my ears because this is happening now for the 25th time in a row. And this derails my whole day, my whole morning. Because the longer I take there, tracking down somebody that's responsible, somebody that can take the trash away, somebody that clears that up so I can put everything out, the less time I actually have for the work I have to do. So I end up opening the coffee shop angry, sweaty, frustrated, because it was not about the trash cans. It was about that they don't care. They just did that because it's easier for them. And when you're there and you cannot vent to anybody because it's just you opening the shop, there's nobody there. And then later, when you actually open and you're already battled through like an hour of a lot of emotions alone, and then customers come in to have a coffee before work, to grab something, to maybe have a day off and grab a coffee, and they're in a good mood or they're in a bad mood, but they expect you to be in a good mood, to smile, to be happy. So I smiled. I was happy. I bottled it up. I put it all away. I locked it. I tried to not think about it anymore. And yeah, that works for a while. And don't get me wrong, that's also a big part of retail, hospitality, wherever you work and have to deal with general public or with customers. But when you do it alone, you have nothing to vent. You cannot let out these bad emotions. You just can't. You pop back up like a whack-a-mole, smiling, happy, listening to somebody else's problems, saying something, encouraging them, being happy if somebody is there happy, and that went on for a long time. But the more it went on, the more it happened, the more I bottled it up and had no vent for it, really, the more irritable I got, the more annoyed I got. And I didn't really notice at first. I was just living my life. until I really broke, until I couldn't feel anything anymore. It was like I lost the ability to also feel good things, happy things. I acted them by smiling, by telling a funny story. But that bleeded into my private life. That bleeded into my actual life outside of work. I was also acting there. I was pretending to be funny. I was pretending to be okay. And it was not the choice, it was automatic. Because I put down the negative feelings for so long and only allowed happiness and good thoughts till it broke me, till I couldn't pretend anymore. And how did that present? I couldn't sleep anymore, and I snapped at every small every small annoyance. You know, people come to me and were just hadn't like a small, not the best day, let's say, and they came and they said something, and that set me off, and I snapped back. And I immediately noticed, oh, that's not good. But I couldn't stop it anymore. It's like I bottled up the negative emotions to a point where they just flowed over, and I couldn't control that anymore. When you're drowning in your emotions, then you lose the ability to actually feel them. And because of that, I was an empty vessel. I was just functioning. And it took me a long time to realize I have to actually let out some of the bad emotions. Not like in an explosive way, not in an uncontrollable way, but in a way, the way you actually allow yourself to feel that, to feel being annoyed and to express that. You know, like to vent, to bitch about something. And that doesn't mean that you can be now like super complain about everything all the time and justify it with like, yeah, no, I just have to vent. That's why I'm always so negative. No, that's the other extent of this horseshoe. Like on this end, we have only happy thoughts. Everything is great. Toxic positivity type of stuff. But when you go to all the other end of this horseshoe, then it's like all the negative emotions. Everything is annoying. Everything's bad. The world is out there to get you. You know, everything is because of you. Everything happens just to you. Everything is negative. That's not venting either. That's just being a negative Nancy. The middle point, that's where we want to be. That's the point that's healthy. That's when you bitch about a customer that was just really, really, really rude to your coworker and tell them, hey, you seen that? What an asshole. And they say, they agree. They're like, yeah, what a bitch. And then you bond. Then you make a joke. And then you forget about it. And then it's out. You felt it. You could tell somebody. They agreed. Which also then you feel like, okay, I'm not crazy. I'm okay to feel like that. That was really bad. So I'm okay feeling that feeling. And then you move on. You're allowed to find things annoying. You're allowed to find things shitty. You're allowed to bad feelings. The thing is, you're also allowed to good feelings. But the bad ones, feel them. Feel them, say them out loud, share them, and move on. Don't store them away. Don't try to suppress them. Feel them, say them, and move on. Feeling better already? Me too. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I'm Johannes, and I'm always happy to have you here and wish you a wonderful day and see you the next time. Take care.